You're waiting on someone to give you permission to be disciplined about your priorities. And while you're waiting, everyone else is getting the discipline, the most disciplined energy, while your own goals, dreams, and future self gets whatever scraps you have left over. And you'll discipline yourself when it comes to your kids' school activities. You'll discipline yourself to respond to a client's email within an hour. You'll discipline yourself to remember everyone else's anything, personal holidays, birthdays, anything related to their needs, because you're committed to them. But when was the last time you disciplined yourself to protect space and energy and time on your calendar for your own goals without feeling guilty about it? I'll wait. Here's what you need to hear most today. You don't need a permission slip to apply that same level of commitment and discipline to your own life. Not your family's permission, not your client's permission, your husband or your spouse, and definitely not that tiny voice in your head saying that discipline or commitment to your own needs is selfish or self-centered. Let me tell you what I see happen, and I'm guilty of this myself. You learn to master everyone else's needs, and you are committed to showing up and being present for them. But when it comes to your own goals, your health, the growth of your business, all of a sudden, discipline feels selfish. And then suddenly, being consistent seems as if you're taking away something from your family. Doesn't that sound crazy? So you practice and exercise selective discipline. And here's what that looks like. You'll wake up willingly multiple times of the night if you have a sick child, without question. But you won't protect the first 30 minutes of your morning for your workout. You'll discipline yourself to answer emails the second you wake up, or respond the moment you get an email from a client, right? But you won't discipline yourself to work on the projects that would double your income. You've been conditioned to believe that responsible parents discipline themselves for everyone else except themselves. And I'm not telling you anything you don't already know, because you know exactly what happens when you continuously put everyone else first. You don't become a better parent or partner. You become exhausted, resentful. You become the person who snaps at your kids or your partner because you haven't had 5 minutes to yourself all day long. You become the business owner who can't make decisions because you're so depleted, you can't even think straight. You become the person who's physically present, but energetically and emotionally checked out because you got nothing left to give. And here's what's funny about that. And then you feel guilty for feeling exhausted and depleted and resentful, which makes you give even more of yourself to these commitments outside of yourself so that you can prove you're not selfish. It is a vicious cycle, my friend, that never ends and serves absolutely no one. This helps me a lot. Your kids don't need a martyr for a parent. They need someone to model what it means to have boundaries, to take care of yourself, to pursue your goals, and to respect the commitments we make to others and to ourselves. Your clients don't need someone who's available 24/7. Is that really what you've worked so hard to build? Something that relies on you 24/7? They need someone who's sharp and focused and energized when they show up. And I already know what you're thinking, Nisha. It feels like you're telling me to focus on myself when my kids and my clients need me, or that I should be grateful for what I have instead of wanting more. That's not what I'm telling you at all. Something that helped me tremendously to break this cycle. One day I asked myself this question: what if taking care of my needs is the most generous thing that I could do for the people who are relying on me? Because for me, what I learned was when I started to prioritize my health, I had more energy. Energy to have much more fun and availability for my kids. When you prioritize bringing money into your household, increasing your income. You have much more peace at night when you go to bed and less guilt about the cost of a day that you spent trying to love on and care for and create memories for your family. And I'm not a person who's going to tell you to just create boundaries and never let anything and anyone access you. That's not what I'm saying. For many of us, that's not realistic. What I am saying is that boundaries aren't for them. Boundaries are for us. Boundaries allow us to control our own behavior. You can't help if your kids are freaking out that you've closed your office door and decided to work, that they don't respect your focused work time. But you can choose to only answer and address non-urgent questions and to give them a success map on what to do in your absence. You can't make your clients not email you 24 hours a day, but you can choose to not respond to emails after 6 p.m., right? You cannot make your partner or spouse support your goals, but you can, my friend, choose to pursue them anyway. Boundaries that I am talking about isn't about what you tell other people to do. It's about what you decide you will or won't do, regardless of how other people respond to you. This is where discipline becomes crucial. I am never talking about discipline that feels like punishment. I am talking about discipline that's going to offer you a level of self-respect that nothing else can give you. When you discipline yourself to work out in the morning, you're not punishing your body, you're honoring it. When you protect your hours to work and put your phone on Do Not Disturb so that you can make more money and get more clients, you're not being selfish. You are acting in accordance to responsibility of ensuring your family's future. When you discipline yourself to say no to requests that don't align with your priorities or your values, it's not about being mean. You are being clear as a leader on what matters most to you. The identity shift happens when you stop seeing discipline as something you do to yourself and start to see it as something you do for yourself. Do you see the difference there? You already know how to prioritize. You already know how to be ruthless at protecting your time, your energy, and your commitments. The only difference is you've never included yourself or what matters to you individually in this category. But what if you did? What if you protected your workout time the same way you protect your calendar so that you can get your kid to that doctor's appointment? What if you guarded your schedule the same way you guard your kids' schedules? What if you chose in 2026 and the remaining Q4 of 2025 to treat your goals the same urgency you treat your family's needs? What if in this season, the winter season we're heading into, this is your window? This is your time, my friend. While everyone else is waiting for January for their fresh start, you can be the person who decides no more waiting for me and what I want. My priorities matter, and they matter starting today. Now when the kids go back to school, or when the holiday season is over, and now when life gets less complicated. Now, because the thing I know about life at 40 years old and 4 kids and 12 years married, it never gets less complicated. You just get different kinds of complications. And the people who wait on the right season that's free of that, they never take action because those complications never go away. They just change. So here it is. The permission you spent 10 minutes waiting for, and I'm giving it to you right now. So you have permission to want more for yourself without feeling guilty about it. You have permission to protect time for your goals, even when other people don't understand them. You have permission to invest in yourself when it costs time and money. You have permission to be unavailable to other people so that you can become more available to yourself. You have permission to model to your children what it looks like When someone values themselves enough to pursue their goals and their dreams, you have permission to create a mutually beneficial life. But I'm not giving you permission to keep waiting. Pick one area of your life where you've been waiting on permission to prioritize yourself. Maybe it's in your business or your health. Maybe it's something you recently told yourself you should just put on the back burner because it's selfish. You're going to protect 30 minutes a day, every single day, for the next 7 days to protect that thing. That's not a big commitment, and it's small enough that you don't have to be concerned about ideal conditions. And when people start to notice, and they will notice, why you're suddenly unavailable during certain times, you don't need to justify it. You don't need to explain why you deserve time to focus on yourself. You just say it's important to me, and that's it. Because here's the thing, you are going to model something to your children. Question is what? Are you going to model constantly sacrificing for others and hope they appreciate it? Are you going to teach them that being a parent means having no goals, having no boundaries, no life once you commit to supporting and taking care of someone? Or are you going to model what it looks like when someone values and loves themselves enough to pursue life fully? You don't need permission to prioritize yourself. You need to give yourself permission and then act on it. The people who love you don't need you to be available all the time. They need the absolute best of you if you want to serve them. And you can't do that when you're drained, exhausted, resentful, scattered, right? Stop waiting on the perfect time to not inconvenience someone else. You will inconvenience them briefly, but you know what else? You're also going to redefine a new standard of what it means to encounter you. And they're going to respond. And those who love you and truly care for you, it won't matter. They're going to honor and respect it. And if this video spoke to you today, make sure to hit that subscribe and notification bell, because this channel isn't just about discipline and getting dangerous and clear. It's about helping you to find that clarity and discipline and the courage to go after it. So what's the one thing you are going to decide to protect on your calendar for the next 7 days? Drop it in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching.